What is up, App Nation? It is your boy, Steve P. Young. Welcome to another weekly Friday YouTube live stream where we take a look at your apps, answer any of your app related questions, and tell you what's been going on in terms of what's really working in the app space. And I usually have a special guest with me. And today I've got a friend of mine that is been with me on a few of these YouTube live streams. We've been working together for such a long time. And if you're looking for an app development firm to work with, go check them out. It is B7Dev, the number 7dev.com. But without further ado, let me introduce Chaim from B7Dev. Chaim, welcome back.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm great, Chaim. It's good. Let me say some hi to a few people because Bianca, hello. Where you been the last couple of weeks? Good to see you.
Long time no see.
Yeah. Romaine's here. Hi, Bianca. Hi, Romaine. They're saying hi to each other. Joe is here.
Hi.
And this is Jojo from Australia. So it's really late over there. And then we got the normal Joe. Hey, all tuning in for a few minutes. Good to see you, Joe. All right, Chaim. Well, today we really want to, so we're going to take a look at your apps. And if you guys want us to take a look at your apps, definitely go check out appmasters.com/audit, where we'll look at it, we'll dissect it, we'll give you feedback on UX, UI, ASO, monetization, whatever you want. Really, it doesn't matter. I'll help you with anything. So just fill out that form and we'll get it there. Behind, the topic of this show is about UI, UX mistakes. And I've got a video coming up within a couple of weeks where I do a live reaction on a video that I bought through user testing. And it was very instrumental in kind of like, oh, I need to make some changes within the app. So what are some critical UI, UX mistakes that you see when you're working with clients?
Okay, so UI, UX, first of all, trying to explain for the ones that they are not really yet, that the UI stands for user interface, the graphical area that the user, the player will see from any piece of software. Okay, is the user interface, is the graphics when you can interact with. Okay, and then you have on the behind all the logic for the apps, for the app itself, for the game. Anything. So UX is something more subtle, that is the user experience. The user experience is something totally subjective. I mean, you cannot have the same user experience for everyone. But anyways, we have some general points for them to be checked before we decide to start the app, or we want to improve an app. What we need to check for. First of all, the most important principle on UI UX is like the homonymous book that is a bestseller on this area. I recommend it very much to anyone that wants to start knowing about this. It's called, the name is called, or the phrase is called, "Don't Make Me Think." Okay, you can Google for the book, on on Amazon. I don't know. There are copies out there. Excellent book, very very well defined principles for all the UI UX area. That is very easy. Don't try to force someone to understand in the same way that you do your app. Okay, so don't make the people think. Don't make you do navigation flows very complex because you estimate that they are as clever as you. The idea is to be completely intuitive and don't making the people trying to understand anything. They just need to flow freely and then do what you want for them to do, but in a way that they don't feel compelled to. Okay, so I recommend the book. First of all, the first principle is don't make your users think. Okay, help them to understand without thinking too much. Second thing is more, it's really important, together with the first one, is define what is the kind of people, the kind of user that will use your app. Okay, what is called, this is called in UI UX persona. Okay, so this persona, okay, great, you found the book. Okay, there is a second part of it that is even better for this. It's not rocket science or something like this, I don't remember. It's a bestseller. Okay, it's a bestseller, well explained. The guidelines are there. The book is done in a way that it doesn't make you think about how to understand UI UX. The second thing I was telling is create a persona. A persona is a prototype, an ideal person for the user you will be interacting with your app. Okay, to explain better, is the user an old man? Is the user a young person? Is the user a kid? Is the user a busy person that doesn't have time to be all the time on your app? Is the user a lazy person? Okay, so you need to accommodate your interface and your user interface to this kind of person. You can talk with ideal real people in real world and try to understand how they think, how much time they have, what they need to do, what they love to do, and what they don't love to do in order to accommodate your user interface and experience to this. And the number three, this is something that not a lot of appreneurs understand very well, is the time perception in your app. Okay, is the app taking too much to load, to refresh, to do the actions? Today you have very fast standards on the industry, so you need to accommodate technically to those times. I mean, the time is a very important factor in the user experience. Okay, don't make your app slow or load everything at once. Add elements gradually. Don't create 1,000 screens that the user can get lost to, and then try to stay on the same screen, refresh some elements, okay? Because time perception is very important with not getting the users frustrated. So then you can have them to spend more time in your app, in your game, etc. But time perception, okay, is very important. Those 3 points are the most important, at least as I see, in any kind of app to improve it or to design it from start.
Yeah, I love it. And I think one of the big things I want to, on the topic of don't make me think, is we've run this test on just buttons and the words that you use on buttons. And it's so critical. Like, where do you want the user to do? And so one thing we tested was like it was on a website, but it was like, get video versus, get started, or, go online or start your video production. But like, just be so explicit. Like, by clicking this button, this is what you're going to get, right? I think too many times what I've seen too is too much branding, like, hey, and not enough clarity in what you're trying to do with the app. It's just more like, this is what we do, like a lot of verbiage of like proprietary technology, advanced, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, we're going to help you improve your downloads, get started, or get optimized, whatever it is. That just be clear on your messaging there too.
Yeah, they say a button should be a button. It's very clear. You should click here. It's not a subtle text that you want to. I mean, a subtle text, you do it like a big button that says, do you agree with this? A big button that says, okay, and a very subtle text that says, no, I rather not. Okay, so you want them to click the button, not to click the subtle text.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it super clear. I like it. And then one of the critical things during our last YouTube live stream, what we talked about was, the welcome flow. So when you're talking about user experience, and especially when you're trying to train users during that welcome flow, hey, here's what our app does. Think of it as a drunken download, and then show the pricing page. And the critical mistakes from a UI perspective that I see a lot of times developers make is the buttons are way too small and they're like not visible, for one. And secondly, on the home page of your app, your checkout or your pricing page isn't on there. Don't hide it in the settings. If you look at the stats from last week, it's 8% of his purchases came from the settings page, whereas 25, I believe, came from the main menu, like, the main screen. And then 63% of his in-app purchases came from the welcome flow. So definitely have the pricing page, too critical, like almost like 90% of his revenues are coming from the welcome flow and the homepage, the main screen on his app. All right.
Great. Yeah, the people is mature enough for, okay, Steve, Bianca is asking.
Yeah. All right. Bianca says, hey, Steve, when and what needs to be in place before launching in other countries after US, UK, Australia? Bianca, honestly, nothing, because if you have your ASO, it's the default. If the default is US, it's all set and done. But if you do want to optimize and localize for those countries, what I've found is localizing for the UK and Australia is that their long tail terms in the US actually have pretty good volume, whereas in the UK, Australia, other countries, they don't have too much long tail terms. So for you, Bianca, like it could just be co-parenting for the UK and Australia. That's the main thing, not like co-parenting messenger. Maybe that's a bad one, but like, something longer phrase that you might have found that there's volume in the US typically does not have volume in the UK and Australia. So that's the thing that I found out localizing for these other countries. Anything you want to add to that, Chaim?
Yeah, I mean, since we support the app from Bianca, I mean, we keep developing it and supporting. Just because we didn't talk about this, Bianca's app has a very important feature that is really great for co-parenting when some of the two parents get nervous and starts bad mouthing the other
Right.
one. Yeah, it's impressive. The app has a filter for bad words that you can filter those messages. Maybe at the UK or Australia, the bad words are different. So maybe needs to add some local insults to the app for those countries to be more effective.
That's funny. Yes. So maybe,
Yeah,
hey,
I mean,
Jojo,
it's
how do
that.
you curse in Australia? Is there any good curse words? Joe from Calm Timer, she's from Australia, so she can tell you, Bianca, of all the curse words in Australia and maybe help you out a little bit more for that.
Okay, yeah, maybe he can help.
Yeah. Okay. And then Alex is saying some things too. Let's see. Alex says at Bianca, UK keywords are indexed in the Australia App Store and Australia App Store in the UK Store. Basically, you have 200 characters. Don't duplicate them in both. Yes, that is true. And then Jojo says, haha, so many. I like that. All right, Chaim, you want to get into some of the apps that we'll be looking at today?
Sure.
So let me pull
Let's
them
start.
over here. Let me share my screen real quick. There we go. Boop. Here we go. So we got this app, and I think what he wants us to do is increase downloads for the paid. So let me just quickly look at the developer. How do we get to the developer? Is there a way to get to the developer name as easy? I want to see his other apps. All right. More from, okay. So I don't know if he has other apps that are paid. No, okay. No, it's just the one app. All right. So maybe there's a paid inside and he wants to increase the revenues for this. Let me blow this up a little bit. All right, so far so good. Look, they've got over 500,000 installs. So congrats to you. Been updating. File size pretty small. So, and there are some in-app purchases that they want help with. Let me get rid of my email here. All right. So Sud here. All right, Sud here. Increase paid version. All right, let's take a look, Sud here. So I've got my app right here. I've got your app. So this is the first time I'm opening it. Let's take a look. Okay. Sure. Okay. Right off the bat, here's what I'm noticing. I wouldn't just say go premium. Like, show me the pricing page, or because why would I go premium right now? At least pop it up and show the messaging. So let's see what happens. Like, do this, show this rather than pop up. Is that here? Because it's here, you're going to probably explain. And even on here, it's like, I don't know exactly what I'm getting. And this is the same feedback that I gave the Super Mama that they went on to 12x their revenues, is the fact that you have no idea what I'm getting from this. I have no idea what I'm getting that's different from the free versus the paid. So gave the same advice to Super Mama. They went on to 12x their revenues, but that's one advice I would give you is I have no idea what is the difference, what I'm getting just by upgrading to paid. Sorry, Chaim, you were trying to say something?
No, exactly the same. I mean, why should I go premium? What I'm getting? Go premium. Yeah, okay. Why? I mean, the basic question. Why? You are trying to sell something to someone. Okay, why should I buy? So that's the point. Explain, first of all, what you are getting when you go premium.
Yeah. And show this page, right? Rather than me, that little pop-up is always going to get a no. So always just show this page. Add some bullet points, maybe a table that says free versus paid. That's always advantageous, but that's what I would do for this one. You can easily, I think, double your revenues just off of that. So here. Okay. So okay, I see the little crown. I like it. I know it's hard to see from you guys, and I'm not going to blow this up because this Android tends to get a little blown up, but there's a little bit of let me try this. There's a little crown at the top right corner, which is to upgrade to premium. But I think it's kind of buried because there's so many icons in here. I personally would be having a little bar at the bottom of this. Like it says internal storage, this much available. I'd have a little bar that says upgrade to premium, maybe at the very top, like up here, that just says, hey, unlock all categories or whatever you get for premium. Put that as a messaging, as just a bar up here. And I think you'll increase your revenues there too. This little crown, it's nice when it's super clean and there's not that many buttons available. I'm glad we're talking about UX here, right? But when there's so many buttons and so many things that are trying to catch my eye, that little crown in the top right corner right here gets lost. So I would have a full banner here that talks about your premium there versus this little crown. So here, I think that's gonna really help out. Okay. Any feedback from you?
No, that's okay. I agree with that. I should be bigger.
Okay, cool. Okay, there's a little bit of popping noise that's coming through. I don't know where it's exactly coming from. Let me try this. Hello, hello. Chaim. Okay, I think there's some feedback on your end, Chaim, that's coming in because I just muted you and seems to have gone away. So hopefully we can get it fixed. If not, we'll just mute Chaim while I'm talking. All right, cool. Chaim, oh, I forgot to do something, Chaim. I forgot to do a dad joke right before this. So let's do it right afterwards, and I'll ask you a question.
Mandatory.
What's that?
You asked me for any joke, so either. So yeah.
I'm disappointed, Chaim, because you said after the last time we did this, you're like, I didn't know you did dad jokes. I do jokes all the time. So let me come prepared. So next time you come back on, you'll have some dad jokes then.
I have one, but it's very innocent. I tell them to the kids, but it's in English. So
you want to try it? Go for it.
Yeah. What says one fish to another fish in a tank?
Say that one more time.
What says one fish to a second fish into a tank?
What?
How you find the cannon?
How you find the cannon?
Yeah. It's a tank.
Oh, I got it. Okay. I'm feeling like this is what most people are like thinking when I tell them the joke too. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
I know the experience too.
All right, we're gonna do a joke battle with Chaim. I'm muting him real quick just so we can get through. All right, Chaim, I got one for you, and I unfortunately won't hear your response to it. So we're gonna do a joke battle, dad joke battle with Chaim. If you like dad or Chaim's joke, you just put Chaim. If you like mine, put Steve or S. All right. Whenever my artistic girlfriend is sad, I let her draw things on my body. Whenever my artistic girlfriend is sad, I let her draw things on my body. I gave her a shoulder to crayon. Boom. Okay. All right, guys. Crayon. All right. Crayon, like the crayon, coloring crayon. All right. Chaim, what else are you thinking about when you're like helping your, entrepreneurs come to you and say, hey, Chaim, can you please help me put this development firm or like design this or develop this app? Like, do you see some critical mistakes that they always make? You're like, oh, man, I got to tell you this. Don't do this and this and this.
Yeah, other than the design, today the design should be more sophisticated. Mostly I see this on Android apps. The people disregard a lot the good design. I mean, good design is, again, a good UI. But a lot of people try to go cheap on design, and today those kind of impressions the first impression to the users makes the app looks like cheap, even if it's a good app. Okay, so hire a good designer, do a neat design, okay, that looks professional, and that is a good start. Then later, of course, trying to rule your idea with the concept of less is more. Don't, I mean, it's a small screen. Don't add too much stuff into there. I mean, in the previous example, we told him that he needs to do a big screen because it's with a table. What is what I'm getting to get premium, okay, against something small. I mean, this small pop-up doesn't tell me too much. Use the whole screen for the app to explain, to show, but don't overcrowd too much information there. Too much information is not so good. But so I mean, review the screens or doing design, review the screens all the time, trying to remove elements and see if still the message is clear. The crown should be bigger, etc., etc. So design is very important. Don't go cheap and try to do some rounds of improving the design.
All right. Yeah, I like it. And I'll give you some examples. Chaim, if you can do me a favor and just check your audio settings a little bit, maybe try a different audio mic. There's a lot of popping coming on from your end. So
Okay,
I'm going to mute you.
Bring a microphone maybe.
Okay. I don't know. It's just a lot of popping. Okay, I'm gonna mute you real quick. All right, so I'll give you. I love what Chaim said. You know, and really invest in your designs. I'll give you guys a quick example of one of my older apps, and this was a few years ago, like almost 10, crazy enough. But what we did was I did all the designs in that initial version. It was an upfront paid app. And then I hired somebody. I was like, there's been no sales whatsoever. Now, granted, it was black and white and it was a kid's app. And then I hired somebody on 99 Designs to be like, hey, here's my black and white copy, because I was kind of mimicking another app. And I hired this guy on 99 Designs. And then boom, wouldn't you know it, like the sales just started climbing right after that. So it's really important, if you're not designing yourself, to really invest some designs, because it does make a huge difference. I think the bar for a high quality design is pretty high these days, and we just expect it. So, all right, cool. Let me see. We've got a question in. Alex says, what is the next step? What would be the next step to reach the top 5 for a keyword that is fairly competitive, but your app is around the 15th? ASO is done regularly for the app. Next step is Apple search ads. So Alex, I think, you know, there's a lot of campaigns that you can run that is black hat, gray hat type of strategies that I've shared in the academy. I used to share it publicly. I tried not to share it too much publicly, because then it might just stop being ineffective. But we have a course within our academy that talks about some gray hat strategies. If you want to just say completely white hat, then I would say try to have a shorter app name that focuses on that keyword. And then the other strategies I have shared, I'll just share publicly with you guys, is putting the keyword to the left. So starting that particular keyword. So let's say if I was Calm, I would do meditation by Calm. And that has shown to have positive effects for you. And sometimes it doesn't work. I tried it with my app, it didn't work. But for others who have followed this, it has worked for them. So those are some strategies I'll share, insider tips for you guys that's in the academy as well. All right. Anything you want to add to that, Chaim?
Again, maybe, I mean, I recommend the same to get your course. What I think about is maybe going for other different keywords that are not the main competitive ones, okay? Because you are ranking for maybe on the slot number 15 and you want to go 5, but maybe it's too competitive there. You can try with another alternative keywords.
Right. And yeah, Alex, like it is, I would use search ads too, but it doesn't really drive up as much as you think it would, right? Okay, let's see. Bianca says, how much sales and time needed to determine LTV? What's the best method? You want to start, Chaim?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So Bianca, I don't think you need that much time. And you're a subscription app, so I guess LTV for you, you might need some more time to figure out, okay, how many people are canceling during if they're signing up for the monthly plan. But if they're the yearly plan, the standards are usually 2.5 years. And then for monthly, it's roughly around 3 months. So you can sort of get a rough ballpark number of LTV off of those numbers. So if you're getting the yearly, just multiply 2.5 on it. If you're getting a monthly, multiply about 3 months to that, and you should get enough, like a nice little LTV on that. And then that will help you further on. Feedback might be a loop from your speakers to your mic. Yeah, I know. So I think it is since you're not using the headphone, I don't know what you're using, but I think the feedback's coming from your speakers to your mic. So that's what is happening. So I'm just muting you in the meantime. Okay, now you're unmuted. All right, let's go into the normal format. Let's get into another dad joke. Chaim, do you have another dad joke?
No, in the main one. I mean, you completely won over me with your last one. Let me think about a new one.
Okay, cool. Here we go. All right, guys, got another dad joke for you guys. I just get them all from the Reddit subreddit dad jokes. The urge to sing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" is always a whim away. From The Lion King. The urge to sing "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" is always just a whim away. A whim away, a whim away, a whim away. All right. How dare you, Alex? Or your speakers? No, how dare you? No, I did try that, Alex. I thought it was from my speakers, but this is a $200 mic, Alex. And so I try to put down, watch, let me try something. All right, Chaim, I'm going to put my sound on a very low volume, and I'm going to let you talk.
With mine too.
What'd you say, Chaim?
I already did. I mean, I lowered my speakers.
Okay. See, if you guys heard that, was there a poppy noise? If you guys didn't hear the poppy noise, then it is probably from me then. Okay, cool. Let's try the next app that we'll be taking a look at. Olivia, I don't know if Olivia is here, but she did mention this to Olivia. You here, Olivia? Come on, Olivia. Okay, this is my notes for this app audit. Got to move all this stuff for all you timestamps on there who are listening. If you guys can't catch some of these YouTube live streams, then, we do put it on the podcast. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast at masters.com/iTunes, or just go to wherever your favorite podcast app is. Just look for App Marketing or Steve Peon. All right, Olivia, good to see you. All right, I'm glad you're in the comments. Looks like we got this app, and she wants to know functionality, UI, UX, concept. Okay, let's look at the concept first then. Galavant for remote workers, for the location independent. Okay. Work remote, want to meet other independents? Let's Galavant. Oh, okay. So it looks like it's a first location-based networking app designed for remote workers, or what do they call those people? Nomads? No, what do they call them?
Digital nomads.
Savage, such on a low volume, I can't even hear you. What'd you say?
Digital nomad.
Yeah, digital nomad. That's right. So so I think that's an interesting idea, Olivia. I think what I would try to do if I were you, I like the concept. I don't know what the market is going to be in terms of how big it is. But if I'm looking at your ASO, like, unless there's remote workers or digital nomads, like Chaim said, those would be the keywords that I would try to go after as well. And then what I would say is what you kind of said, my screenshots didn't really tell me exactly what you did. And I'm going to look at your screenshots versus your description. And so what I would try to do is put that, like, first location-based app, networking app for digital nomads, right? If that's the term that people use. So that's what I would put on your screenshots, right? And then collaborate. I like this. Chat. Love that. Discover, all that stuff. So it might be coming from my speakers too.
Yeah, I mean, because it's when you talk, not when I talk.
Okay. Don't know what's happening. All right. Anywho, so that's it. And let's take a look at the app.
Yeah, I installed the app actually.
You did install the app. Okay. And then we'll get into.
Right.
Go ahead, Chaim.
No, Olivia is here. Is on the is watching the podcast.
Okay.
No, I told you that I actually installed the app on my phone. You send me the link, and I
Okay.
try to understand what the app does.
This is what I get for like changing this stuff up a little bit. All right. Getting this live. All right. So let's take a look at your app, Olivia. And I think it is coming from behind. Sorry to call you out, but like I would mute myself when you're talking. I still hear the popping sound. So, okay. Welcome to Galavant, helping to build your remote worker community. So you guys, can you guys see this? All right, let me move this there, that way, or hide. Yeah, I know I'm sharing. Okay. So again, from a UX mistake, Olivia, now I know you have these little bars at the bottom. So, and I think people get it, but like this next is pretty small. Just pointing that out. We're talking about like big freaking buttons. That's one UI UX mistake that I would say. Connect, I like it. Chat, I like it. Okay, that's it. Now so okay, here, see, like right here, your little check mark down here, so tiny, right? Like I'm going to what? Let's just pretend I'm like ready to get started. You could put a big fat button that just says get started, right? It's just so clean right now, but you have this tiny little check mark that says go ahead. Okay, cool. I like this. So I'm gonna do it with Apple. Share my email with you. Don't know what happened there, Olivia. Try it one more time.
No, it happens the same. It's a bug. It asks twice for this.
Oh, happened to you too?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's my birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to put my real birth date for you guys. Don't try to steal my identity, please. Oh my gosh. Olivia, what's happening? Trying to put the 17th. It keeps going down. There you go. Just a little bug for you. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I meant when I say time perception.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay. I'm glad we have a thing. All right. I got some feedback for you guys. Joe, swiping on the left on the last screen should dismiss the onboarding. Agreed. You're forcing the user to switch from gesture-based navigation to button-based. Great point, Joe. Glad you're here. Joe, thank you. Happy birthday. That's all I was hoping for. A lot more happy birthday comments. Sorry. All right.
Only podcast about your birthday.
Oh, man. Okay. So the other thing I would say is don't show me this. Like if I'm here to connect, like don't show me this, Olivia. Show me the connect button. Okay. So then like get me to here. If I can't browse, if your whole app is about connection, show me the other profiles that are around me. Because one, that's what I'm trying to do. Just think about like going to Instagram and being like, all right, you signed up and now, you know, here you go. Here's your settings. That doesn't make sense. So unless you really, if it's critical that you need this for me to like actually fill out my info, then fine. But I still think that you should show the connect button a little bit more, because that way it's like, hey, there's real people here, right? I kind of don't like this swiping unless you have very little users. The swiping's fine because then you don't want to show like tiny little users, but like at the same time it doesn't feel natural to me as a connection or social network. I prefer to see a feed or profiles and maybe a dating app. Like you're trying to copy a dating app, but like I don't know what that is, and not everybody might get this. So it looks like it is about connecting with people. So let's see. So if I hit, what happens if I hit this check mark? I don't know what happens. Nothing is changing. It's the same picture. It looks like a Tinder type of thing, Chaim, if I'm reading this right. Oh, okay, Olivia, there you are. You're in Mexico.
I have my own feedback. I installed the app.
Go for it.
No. Do you want to complete it?
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, the good points, since Olivia is here, the good point is that the design is really nice. Again, looks really professional. Is nice. It's not, I mean, too much information on the screen. Seems to be the exact amount of information that I need. The second, this is the good point. The second one is, it seems that you invested a lot on this app. Is a really nice idea. But again, I understand that you are trying to do so many things on one app. Like you want to date. I mean, the people can choose. I want to date, and I want to get coworkers, and I want to get any job, and I want to get the people to hang around with, and I mean, a lot of stuff that I don't know exactly at the marketing level. First of all, the app level. I mean, it's not a Swiss tool or a Swiss knife for everything remote. Okay, I think that you need to focus on one niche at a time. Okay, this is point number one, and then readapt the whole experience to one niche at a time. I mean, dating is dating, then remote work is a different area. At the SEO level, at the marketing level, I see this as a nightmare, or you need a lot of money to promote the app in so many places for so many different people. And then on the technical level, I when it asked me for pinpoint my location, I said no, and then the app went crazy. I cannot go back to re-put. I mean, to try to enter again my location, my location into the word, or go further, because obviously didn't find anything. Okay, there is not a lot of users by default that can show me what to do next. Okay, so this is why I mean, the app looks very nice, but I cannot understand how to move forward. And then personally, I mean, but it's my take. She needs to focus on one niche, one use for the time at the time. Okay. And the last thing is at the business model. I don't understand if I want to. I mean, since I work remote, I wanted to see how they handling the remote work. I see there is a chat, and there are other tools, but I don't understand how this app is making money, or how it's getting works for me. I didn't get to understand very well. I mean, again, I just spent 5 minutes, not the whole day, but this is my feedback for that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's, I kind of regurgitate what Chaim said. It was just, what is the main reason? And I think Tor is saying the same thing, is get users to the core loop, the thing that you want them to do over and over again as fast as possible. So what is it that you want me to do, Olivia, as fast as possible? And then she says, it's free now, we'll have paid subscription later. Okay. And I think with the paid subscription, like within a platform like this, you need lots of people to use your app and then eventually monetize. Because if there's not a lot of people in there, then there is no value in me subscribing yet. So just think about that a little bit. Tor says personalization is a way of self-expression, only valuable to users when they're in love with your app. I agree. And then Jojo says, I'm confused by the business model. Is the employer or the worker being charged, or both? Great, interesting fact. But I think it's like for freelancers who are digital nomads. I think the buttons, Joe had a great point. The X and the check are two dating S. This should be connect and net pass. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, don't try to mix the two. I don't know. Maybe eventually people will connect and start dating on the platform, and that's a great thing for you. But for now, just keep it simple about connecting, following, connect with this digital, like this person. So if I hit this, the other thing too is that when I hit check, there's no like feedback for me that we're connected or that I try to connect with him. Kind of like LinkedIn, it's like pending connection now. Like something should happen after I hit the check mark, but nothing is happening right now for me, Olivia. And then the other thing I was going to mention was, when I go to my profile, like I go to settings, but because that's where I'm thinking I need to edit my profile, but it's not there. It's actually here. And so I'm kind of getting lost. I'm like, oh, I thought I was going to get what I was hoping to get here. And if you needed me to fill this out, then make sure you do this in the welcome flow and try to get as little as information as possible before you put me down here, because this is where I think you want people to land on, because then it shows that your app, you have tons of users in the app too. Okay. So I'm going to exit off of that before I start revealing more and more stuff from your app. And let me put this up. Whoa! Okay. I'm not pulling up anything. All right. Let me just remove my screen. All right. There you go. Joe says, I really like, I'm looking for a section. What if those items were more tag-like? I like that. Perhaps you can even have a counter that actually shows the user how many I'm looking for items, and then to get instant skim information. I like that too. Hi, any other feedback for you on this?
The idea is really nice for remote workers, for digital nomads. I will focus on that. First of all, I will focus on that. I will drop some features. I mean, the dating community is used to high standards apps such as Tinder. Maybe they don't find everything that they need. The same for remote works. So I will focus on one area at a time. When you have a lot of users, then start offering new features for them. Please focus on something that works very well. Steve, I lost you. I cannot hear you.
I was on mute. Sorry, Chaim. Okay. So what I would say, Olivia, is think about communities that support digital nomads. So whether it's on Facebook, Reddit, like really try to engage with that community and cultivate your own community, and then tell them about your app. I have a great episode that I will point you guys to with Chris, where he used Reddit as a way to launch his app. And he's gotten a lot of great feedback, a lot of great reviews for the app. And so I'll pull up his app real quick, and it's a great conversation about how you utilize a already built-in community to then build the app, promote the app, and then eventually make money from his app. Sorry, I was muted, so I had to repeat. So you just got a lot of this. And then now you get the actual verbiage. All right, sorry, guys. Cool. All right, Chaim, I think we're good. Let's do the next app, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, cool. All right, have a good weekend, Joe. See ya. Thanks for joining in, man. All right, we've got the next joke as well to fill in the time. Jojo appreciated my singing. Thank you. All right. Okay, I like this one. All right, ready. Here you go. What do you call a mortician that steals dead people's underwear? What do you call a mortician that steals dead people's underwear? An undie taker. Boom. All right. That's the last joke for you guys.
Again. You made it again. Okay. You made my weekend.
That might be good with kids. All right. Let's take a look at the last app we have for today. We have Florin Stefan Siofu. Okay. That's a lot. She or he? Florin? I don't know. Florin, if you're here, tell me. ASO optimization, UX, and monetization. Well, you came to the right party. All right, ASO. Okay, look at this. Healthy weight loss with diet and workout plan. Oh, whoops. All right, let me make sure I share my screen with you guys. Interesting. So, hi, I'm going to mute you real quick, and then I'm going to talk about ASO, and I'll bring you back in. All right. Hi, I gotta buy you a mic, man. All right. Want to lose weight, tone your body, you gain muscle, DWP help. All right. You got a lot of good reviews, Florin. So that's a good indication that you probably have a good amount of downloads. So let's take a look. $100,000. So congrats. Really good. I love it. You're in the 6-digit mark. All right. You've been updating the app. It's not too big. So ASO wise, here's what I'm seeing. you're not optimized for any keywords. I mean, healthy, it's very competitive. Weight loss, it's okay. But you probably, obviously weight loss is highly trafficked, but diet and workout plan, those are the keywords that you want. And especially on Google Play, the more left you can get certain of your keywords, the better it's going to be. And then want to lose weight. I think these are good keywords: lose weight, tone your body. What I generally like to do with Google Play when I'm working on ASO, and this doesn't mean that this is the right strategy. So I want you guys to know that. So if you guys have other strategies, please let me know. But I like to hone in on a few select keywords. And this is what I've heard from other ASO people, is that with iOS, you can go after a lot of keywords because they have the keyword field, right? With Google Play, I try to pick around 10 to 15 keywords and really hone in on that. And the 2 to 5 keywords I really want to focus on, I really try to repeat them within the title and short description of the listing. So really key in on a few and then go aggressively after that within your title and subtitle. Whoa. The last app is playing me ads. Okay. I like the screenshot so far. What I would say from this too, what I always like to do is repeat the main keywords in that first sentence of your description. And I like to use the H2 tags. So I don't think you're using them, and I've shared this in the past. Now, all this stuff doesn't work if your app has no downloads or no traction. All right, all the things I'm talking about. But for one of our clients, we're actually seeing really good results for one of his newer apps. And that's what we've been doing, is optimizing and we're seeing way better results on Google Play than we are on iOS, actually, for this particular app. We're ranking really well for a lot of the keywords that we want to target. So you're not using the H2 tags. I have this little sheet that I use that I'll share with you guys real quick, because this is like a live workshop, but H2. And this is how I put in. So let's say I wanted to go after diet plan. I put diet plan here, like this for the Google long description. I'll copy and paste, type like that, right? So I really try to have good keywords in that H2. You guys probably can't see this as well. Let me see if I can get it bigger. That's it. Jeez. Anywho, H2 is the actual thing. I'll try to blow it up as big as I can, but it doesn't look like it's growing up that big. But that's what I would try to do for you, is do it that way as well, Florin. Okay. All right, Chaim, shall we take a look at the app? Anything you want to add there, Chaim?
Yeah. The only thing that I checked at the Google Play Store is that the video is just showing some young lady eating and doing some exercise. Actually, I didn't see anything about the app itself, about what the app does at the video. At least on the screenshots, yes, but at the video, just is maybe you can put another video with the actual shots from the app, what the app does, etc.
Yeah. Agreed. In this group, I like this. So join group would probably take me somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it's a Facebook group. That's cool. Let's see what it takes me. Just so cool. I like that. I like that you have a group. Really cultivate the community. Love it. All right, let's see what's prepared for you. See what you eat. So who's the first app we're looking at? Olivia, this could be one way you can do it too, where you have the next button or like get started. I would probably put get started on it, and then still have this like little swiping thing as for your app, Olivia, too. You're still here? Oh gosh, okay. All right. I like it. Okay. And continue. Okay. Let me sign up here for this. All right. I need some music in the background, Chaim, as we do certain things that I need to hide. The bad thing about doing all this app audit stuff is I reveal so much information to you guys. Gosh.
For free.
Right. For free. Absolutely free. All right. My name is Steve. man, feet. Type in your age. Where did I put my age? See? Oh, come on, Florin. How did you 41 until 40 until all right.
Yeah.
About 5'7". Hey guys, put in the comments how much do you think I weigh? Put it in. I'm just curious to know what you guys think. All right. Chaim, you got a guess? How much do you think I weigh? In pounds though.
You should be very light.
I should be very light. Okay. I'm 138 pounds. I'm pretty happy with this weight, but okay, I'll just put 135. I'm pretty active. Pretty good. These buttons feel very small to me, and this is a good time to talk about what Batuhan says is like why most Android apps are really below average compared to iOS. I agree with you. It makes me sad too. So I just think it kind of sucks. But yeah, these things are so tiny. Like if you saw this on iOS, you'd be like, hell no, I'm getting out.
Yeah, the problem with Android apps is that mostly of the design is done by the own developer. The same developer that is developing is doing generic UI elements or buttons or I mean libraries for this, and usually iOS apps they are hiring our professional designer. I mean,
Yeah.
because they think that there lies the difference.
Yep. So there's a little pop-up that happens. I can change certain things. Cool. This feels like a long flow. I don't know what I'm saying okay to, but I will say okay. This feels like Noom, which, you should be converting, I feel like, at a very high rate right here because I've inputted so much information. And I know I've gone through the Noom and done some analysis on that app that's doing really well. And they do that. See right here, like if you're going to do this, you should show me the premium stuff right off the bat. I gave you just so much information already. You have me locked in. And so it's like, like give me, I like this, go premium. So like, why join premium? I wouldn't say that. Like, get to your goal faster, right? Like, that's the win. That's what I want to do when I join premium. And so you want to put that instead of having why join premium, just put get to your goal weight faster. Premium makes it easier for you. I like it. And then goes into all the free versus. It feels like a lot of text to me. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but text is really small. It's very hard. I would try to get more succinct with that. Right here, it says instant access to our in-app articles section. Just put blogs, like there you go. Custom made workout plans based on your needs. Put custom workout plans based on your needs. That's what custom means, okay? Or personalized. So that's what I would do. Shorten all these little bullet points. Just too much hard to read. Makes it the point where I don't read it at all. I like these. Good. It says you'll get all of this for a price of coffee. Okay, 12 months, 6 months. Now, here's what I found going through user testing. Don't think users are that sophisticated. That's what I found out. The guy who was looking at my app never looked at certain things. I was like surprised that he didn't look at. So I wouldn't make this a scrolling thing. I would try to show all these price points on one particular page. That's what I'm literally doing with my app. But I would try to do that with your app too. Don't make it scroller because then look, I don't remember how much it was before. I don't remember what the year was. So now you're making me go back to the year. Like, okay, you just make it easy for me to figure out which plan is best suited for my budget or which one has the most value. Right now, you're making me scroll. I don't know. And I have to scroll back and forth for it. Right. So there, that's the monetization floor and everything else looks pretty darn good. The other thing I did not see just because I'm vegan is what if I'm vegan? Like you're giving me all this like omelet stuff, which, for me, I can make a vegan omelet, but like, takes a little bit more work. But anyways, that's what I would do. I usually eat oatmeal. All right. Sorry. All right. You're back. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, a good point on don't making the price cubes or the price squares to scroll. In this way, the pricing display generally works like visually comparing one price against the other, no more than three or four, and then you need to highlight the plan that you want to sell more. Okay, there's a special technique for this that is called decoying. When you put something that you know that is too expensive for most of people, and then you put in the middle what you want to make to highlight more because you want to sell that specific plan. In this way, you are removing this visual feature, I mean, psychological idea that you can compare what is more convenient to me. Okay, nothing too cheap, nothing too expensive. This is the medium ground that I want to get. Okay, with the scroller, you are removing this feature. Again, you told it already. Put a special screen for the pricing. Okay, maybe collapsing the table and then displaying very big the prices one compare against the other. Okay, so I would do that, and the text is too small for reading a lot of text. Maybe you need to do some optimization on texts there to simplify that. Again, don't make the people think a lot.
Yeah, agreed. All right, I'll end it with one last joke for you guys.
I have
And
one.
we'll call it what's that?
I remember one if you want to.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, let's do another battle, Chaim. Okay, for you, go for it.
You want
You
to
want to go first or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I put it on my Facebook. Maybe the people that is connected to me already saw it, but missing someone is something really sad. You can ask actually any sniper.
Sorry, the audio didn't come through properly.
No? And
Sure.
missing someone, okay, is
Mhm.
something really sad. Okay, the
Sad.
feeling is really sad.
Okay.
You can ask actually any sniper.
Oh, I like it. Bing! Where's my thing? You can ask any sniper.
I
like
broke the bell. I broke the bell.
You broke the bell. It's too good. All right, guys. I got one for you at the end. A little boy asks his dad, "Do trees poop?" Little boy asks his dad, "Do trees poop?" The dad says, "Of course. Where do you think number 2 pencils come from?" All right, that's it. That wasn't the best one, but hey, I had to throw that in there. All right, guys.
It was very deep, but really good.
All right, guys. Well, if you want to work with Chaim and his team, this is the app development firm that I use and trust. I always send most people over there. Bianca, who's in the comments before joining us, she's using Chaim as well. So go check it out, be7dev.com. Chaim, if the audience wants to connect with you personally, do you want to send them anywhere else?
The same page, be7dev.com, the letter B, the number 7, dev as in development.com, or you can find my profile on Facebook, Chaim Sajnovsky, or you can go for LinkedIn, or you can email me. It's Chaim, CHAIM, at be7dev.com.
Awesome. Well, go check him out. It is a great platform, or Chaim does a great job. And as you can see from this YouTube live stream, he can also help you with some of the UI UX mistakes that you might be making, which, frankly, you're probably not the expert. You're a marketing business brand, everything else behind it. All right, guys, join us next week. We're going to have a great another show. We'll be back. I am planning on possibly trying to do something in person in November, so stay tuned for that. And lastly, go check out our new service. Well, we have a new unlimited ASO service. If you go to asomasters.com, we're going to bring it back into App Masters. I know it's a little bit confusing right now, but go to asomasters.com. We're seeing some really good results. We'll help you optimize your ASO on there for one low monthly fee. Chaim, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week where I'll officially be 41. For now, I'm still 40, but I'll see you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.